Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast! It's so weird. I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2020. The album, Dad AF. Rock on, Gold Dust Woman. All right, you guys, I am back. I needed to make a kind of fun, lighthearted video today to get back into doing drama. That's what I do on this channel, is I talk about drama commentary and I give my opinion, and I need to get back to doing what I love over here. So I'm back, and I wanted to do a little Q&A today, talking about all kinds of things. I got questions about, listen, whenever I put like a Q&A out on Instagram, I usually get a couple hundred questions on there. I got like over 600-700 questions this time, you guys, and there were a lot of repeats in there. So I am just gonna go in and kind of randomly pick questions. I'm gonna try to pick questions that I haven't addressed before. I am gonna also talk about the drama with the drama channels, because a lot of people asked me what I thought about that. I want to say Happy New Year to you guys. I want to say thank you for all of the really kind messages and the encouragement that I have received in the last week. It has been overwhelming. It has been so helpful to my husband and I. And it was really weird. So if you don't know, and this is the first video you have ever seen of mine, which would be kind of crazy that you came across the Q&A. But I had posted my vlog earlier today, and like literally within like 5 minutes, I had like hundreds of views on it, because I haven't posted a vlog since December, and all of these people were just leaving really, really nice comments, and I started getting super teary-eyed. I was like, this is why I do this. This is why I get on video and I film videos, and I just want to say this. You know, for years now since I've done this, I have had people say to me, like, thank you for your videos. They've made me laugh at really difficult times. They've helped me get through, you know, like grieving the loss of, you know, a parent, or getting through a breakup or whatever. I just want to say to any YouTuber out there, thank you. I have watched so many videos in the last week that have made me laugh, have made me cry, have made me think about things, and have really helped distract me at times from really having to just sit in my sadness. And I'm so thankful for that, you know? And I think that's a powerful thing that YouTube offers that we don't often talk about. And I think that is really a lot of what we do sometimes as drama channels, you know, is that because I watched a lot of drama videos in the last week, is that I think that we help people kind of escape from their daily things that are going on, and it's been really helpful to me in the last week, so thank you. Okay, let's get into this video. I filmed my video about pee-pee earlier today, and I was just a wreck afterwards. And then I went and picked up Boo and Tucker, and they are doing fantastic. And Tucker is right here by my side, and which is a little surreal, you know. He just jumped over here, which is a little surreal, being that pee-pee was always by my side. But, you know, things change. So, okay, I want to get into this Q&A. I said I was trying to keep this lighthearted and happy so that I can like move on. Tomorrow, I will tell you, I will be doing a drama. I'm thinking about maybe doing 2 drama videos tomorrow, because I want to do an update. I want to talk about everything from, I don't know, I have so many things written down. You guys want to know? Well, I guess I should just go in here and tell you the videos that I'm going to address. Hold on a second. Let me pull up here. Drama channel update I put. So I have a lot of things I want to talk about with James Charles. And I want to talk about Trisha Paytas and John Hill. And a lot of people have asked me, like, are you done talking about Trisha Paytas? I had given it a pause. I had hit the pause button on that for a long time. But I am going to talk about things to do with Trisha Paytas in the future if I feel like they're necessary. I also want to say this, that I thought a lot in the last week in watching all kinds of drama videos, that I think that there are several different ways that we can do drama. And I have tried in the last year to, you know, give my commentary, my opinion, as well as maybe give some suggestions based on life experience. And I'd like to think that, you know, like getting older has a lot of assets to, or a lot of strengths to it, but that's not necessarily all the case. That's not always the case. But I will tell you that one thing that you learn as you get older is you learn from some of your life experiences and how you screw up and mess up and things like that. So I always just try to kind of give some life experience suggestions, and, you know, based on just what I've learned in my life. I do think that there is a way for me to continue to do drama commentary and to report on what's going on, because I'm a reportive investigator, and be kind about it, be fair, and just kind of leave a lot of it up to you. And that's what I plan to do in the future. I will be giving my opinion, but I think that we can have our opinions about things and not be nasty. And you know, I get this comment a lot on my channel that people will say, you know, your comment section is really, really nice, and people just kind of put their comments down there and then they have discussions, and I've loved that about doing this, and I hope that in 2020 we can do the same thing, you know, that we can keep it classy and we can keep it kind and we can have our opinions and have, you know, an intellectual conversation about these things. So, I'm also going to talk about the Nick Avocado and Stephanie Sue situation. I want to talk about Tana and Jake and them taking a break or breaking up. I want to talk about Jeffree Star's new house and some other things to do with Jeffree Star. And I do want to say this, that in 2020, nothing is off limits, and I am going to talk about things. And I also said that going into 2020, this was one of my personal goals, was that, you know, I'm just going to say what I have to say, and I think people know that coming up, you know, watching my last videos from the last 2 months, and I'm going to say what I have to say. And, you know, I was watching a video, and I'll say this again, from Talia's Eye Candy, and I love Talia. She is just such an amazing person, and I will link her channel below. You should definitely go check her out. And, you know, she said something in one of her videos that was so, like, profound to me, and it was like, I already knew this, but hearing it from somebody else, you know, like, sometimes you can know something, but then you hear it from somebody else, and it's just like, oh yeah, right? And she was like, you know, like, if your job is to do commentary on influencers, right? Then influencers should know that if they mess up, or if they do something positive, or whatever you're reporting on or doing commentary on, and that's just your job because that's what you do on your channel is do commentary, then the influencers should never really be upset because you're just doing your job, right? Like, and if they're not doing anything problematic, then there's nothing for them to worry about. So I think that's kind of a profound statement, you know, in looking at this interaction between influencers and commentary channels and you and the audience and things like that. So those are the things that I'm going to be addressing in my videos tomorrow. And then from then on, going forward, I'm just going to do regular drama videos like I've done over here. And I have lots of things I want to talk about. So let's get into this Q&A. I cannot believe I mean, you guys look at this. Just like, I mean, I like tons and tons of pictures. Okay, or tons and tons of pictures of the screenshots. Okay. Somebody asked, and I'm not going to say any of the names because I don't know if you guys want to stay anonymous or not. I actually got quite a few questions from influencers and other drama channels, which was interesting to me. Somebody said, what inspired you to start each of your YouTube channels? Love you, Peter. Well, I had written a book in 2014. I had made videos here and there before. I had started, so I had written a book in 2014, and my publisher suggested that I reach out to booktubers and see if they would review my book. I reached out to many, and I didn't really hear back from anybody. So I had watched so many booktube videos at that point that I decided that I wanted to kind of just start my own channel. And I did, and I was like, at first I was like, I'm gonna wait 6 months until I've lost a bunch of weight, and I was sitting right over there, and then I was like, and when I've lost the weight, then I'll get on camera. It's been 3.5 years, or over 3.5 years at this point, almost 4 years, and I haven't lost the weight. So I'm glad I didn't wait, and I feel just so honored to be part of the booktube community. It's just an amazing community. So that's how I started booktube. Then I had already had this channel, and I just kind of started posting videos over here, and then September 1st of 2016 was my very first drama commentary channel video, and I fell down the rabbit hole of just all kinds of stuff that was going on, and I started watching Sanders Kennedy and Karina Kaboom. And Sanders Kennedy and Karina Kaboom need to, like, there is this whole influx of new drama channels, which I'm going to talk about in just a second. But we really need to be paying homage to Karina Kaboom and Sanders Kennedy. Like them or not, okay, they were the first. They are literally the OGs of the drama community. And if they were not around, the rest of all of this wouldn't exist. It just would not exist. I really don't believe it would. And, you know, we've had our differences over the years. I have no issues with them whatsoever. I'm trying not to have issues with anybody anymore, you know? I'm trying to just be over here in my own lane. If you see my hat, it says, this one says lone wolf. I'm just over here, the lone wolf, you know, doing my thing, and trying to get along with as many people as I can. My life seems to go a lot easier that way when I'm friendly with people and we get along and, you know, all of that. But that's kind of how it all started, and I watched them, and then from there, I started my vlog channel, and I think my Peterisms channel was first a weight loss channel. Again, that didn't work. And then my vlog channel, and then last year I started my review channel, which I'm just having such a blast with. So that's kind of how it happened. I have no desire to start any new channels. I know people are always like, if you started a 6th channel, I'm not starting a 6th channel. I don't even know what I would do if I started a 6th channel, so I'm not. But I do want to say this about the drama channels. You know, I'm not going to sit here and act like I haven't seen what's been going down, okay? I mean, it has been an absolute S.H.I. Toot show. It has been a mess. You know, I'm very thankful right now that I'm not in the middle of all of that. And, you know, I think that my hope for 2020, let me tell you something. I watch all drama channels, you know, and well, maybe not all. I would say I'm not really like huge on the meme channels, if that makes sense, that are like 3 minutes long. I might watch them sometimes if I'm making a video about that. I don't dislike them. I just like, that's not my thing. Like, that's not what I love to watch. I like to listen to people talk about what the topic is. And, you know, I have to say that since PP passed away, there have been like all of the big drama channels who I have either been friends with at one point or I am still friends with. They all reached out to me and let me know that they were thinking about me. So many small drama channels reached out to me as well and shared personal stories of what they had gone through with losing pets or their own pets. And I just want to say, you know, it was just kind of like this moment for me one night when I was like, there is a happy balance, you know, that all drama channels can coexist in the same community and kind of get along and have differing of opinions, you know? And so I hope to some degree that going forward, maybe everybody can coexist within the same community. That's always been my hope. And whenever I say that, people kind of laugh and think that's funny. I don't know. Like, you know, that's kind of how I like to look at the world. I think I would like in 2020, I can only share my experience, okay? I've gone through my fair share of being in the hot seat, and I will say that thank God that I finally sat down and was willing to sit in the hot seat and say, you know what? This is an opportunity for change. I need to own my stuff. I need to take a look at who I was as a person, who I want to be going forward. I'm not going to BS this away. I want to take this as not just a YouTube moment, but as a human moment to be the best possible human being that I can be in this world, off on YouTube and on YouTube. And I mean, because for many of us, there is no difference, you know? And I'm so thankful for that. And as hard as those moments were for me, I think the resistance of like not wanting to deal with it was, you know, harder than actually just being like, okay, let me just look at this. Let me just look at what's going on. And I hope that for everybody out there that maybe stand in front of the mirror and take a look at what people are saying and say, is there some truth to this? You know, who have I turned into? Who do I want to be going forward? Who have I been in my past? I would say that to anybody, not just the drama channels. You know, and I'm so thankful for those moments that were some of the hardest moments of my life. In 2019, I was able to make amends to, you know, several people within the drama community. And, you know, some of the people I said, you know, like it was so painful what I was going through at the time, but I'm thankful for it, you know, in the long run, because I learned a lot from it. And, I think sometimes the hardest things that we go through, you know, once you stop resisting and you just sit in it and you go, you know what, like, I just need to kind of like own this, you know, like you can excuse things away and apologize things away, but in the long run, you're the one hiding from it and running from it, and it's not going to go away until you actually take a look at that. And that's what I had to realize. And thank God for the people in my life, you know, off of YouTube, my husband and my sponsor and my best friend and my counselor at the time were like, okay, but what if? Like, let's take a look at this and say, what if you are this person? What if you were this person? Let's take a look at that. And that's what I hope for my drama channel counterparts. You know, I will say this. It's interesting to me that you know, like I watch all the smaller drama channels. I watch them all, and they've been very, very kind to me, and I want to say thank you. You know, love them or hate them, agree with them or disagree with them. I'll tell you, I watch some of their things, and I agree, and I watch some of them, and I don't agree, you know, and I'm like, okay. And it started out with Alex. I shouted her out a couple channels, and I watch them all. I watch Tea Trigger, and I watch Tea Time, and I watch, you know, Shelby, and I watch, who else? I don't want to miss anybody, and Champagne Toast, and I'm going to forget somebody. I know I am. But T2 Spill. I watch all of them, right? And I don't always agree with what they say because they don't always have all the pieces of the story. But I've sat and I've the live streams and I've watched them. And, you know, I will say this, take a lesson from the things that we have done in our past, you know, and I see some of those patterns kind of repeating themselves. And I'm like, okay, a year down the road, we're going to be in the same situation, you know. I hope not. And I hope that I'm welcoming to those channels, you know. Flow with Coco is another one. I'm welcoming to all of those channels out there. I think that maybe it just will expand the drama community and help us to continue to grow. And people have the right to their opinions. They always have. And, you know, and let's see what happens going forward. And it's interesting. I'm starting to see some channels kind of change and the way that they speak and things like that. I was watching a live stream from Tea Time, and they were saying put a banana in the live stream if you feel like we're bordering on bullying. And I thought, well, that's kind of cool. I like that, you know, that they do that. And so I think there's things that we can learn from them as well. You know, we're not the end all just because we were there first. And I think that's something I've always tried to do is learn from the people that have come before me and learn from the people that are coming up now. And that's what I hope to do going forward. And I hope that at some point, maybe we can learn from the beauty gurus that we have talked about so much through the years. Maybe we can learn to coexist within the same community, and that doesn't mean that we have to get along, and that doesn't mean that we have to like each other, but maybe we can learn to coexist, and that's what I hope for 2020. All right, that was long, 16 minutes. I'm so far, I'm going to get about 5 more questions in here. Somebody wanted to know if I'll talk about Nick. Okay, I already talked about the Nick and Stephanie thing. Trisha and John, I'll deal with that. Okay, so let's go on. How did my husband and I meet? I've talked about that on previous videos. What did you want to be when you were a kid? When I was a kid, I wanted to be a detective or a writer. I always wanted to write for soap operas because I watched them with my grandma. I've talked about my grandma that went to prison. I've talked about that a million times. If you didn't know, my grandma went to prison. She did. We didn't find out about it until after my mom passed away, but my grandma went to prison for embezzlement and twice. And it was some interesting stories. So somebody sent me this like meme or something on Instagram, and it was, you know, in the last week, and it really kind of cheered me up. It was this meme of this kid. It was kind of supposed to be funny, sad, I don't know, but he was like, welcome home from prison, grandma, and they tagged me in it, and I just kind of was like, I didn't know, you know. But my grandma and I used to always watch soap operas and game shows together, or quiz shows, you know, and so I always wanted to write for soap operas back in the day. I watched them all. I watched All My Children, One Life to Live, and I watched the ABC ones, and General Hospital. Okay. Have you ever been to South America? I have never been to South America. We would love to go to Venezuela. It's extremely dangerous right now. That's where my husband is from. What is your favorite thing to get at the Chinese buffet? You know, I did a video with Arlena, and I hadn't been to a Chinese buffet since I had been a vegetarian, and she took me to this fantastic buffet that just had all kinds of stuff on it. And I don't know, my favorite thing back in the day was crab meat rangoon, but of course I can't eat that anymore. I know people say it's just cream cheese, but this is so weird, but Tucker, and he never, you guys, he never, I have to show you, he never sits next to me, and he is literally sitting in the exact same spot that PP is sitting in. It's so sweet, it's so nice. And well, I was going to talk a little bit about that, but I've talked about it in my other videos. I don't know what else I like. Anything noodles, rice, anything like that. Thoughts on James Charles and this tweet. I'm gonna talk about that. Favorite food, macaroni and cheese, hands down. I love macaroni and cheese. Favorite books to get out of a reading slump. My favorite books to get out of a reading slump are anything that is a thriller that I literally cannot put down. The most recent one that I read was The Chain by Adrienne McKenty. It was just fantastic. I just could not get out of it. Favorite show to kind of get me out of the slump is the same thing. When we were on vacation, I watched the 3rd season of True Detective, and it was fantastic. I just was like, every night we would come back to the room, and Alex would watch his shows, and like I would watch my shows, and I would watch like 2 episodes a night, and I got really, really into it. it. And it was nice to be able to watch something and get me out of my mind. Oh my God, so many people want to know about Trisha and John. What's your favorite vegetable? My favorite vegetable, that's interesting. This is gonna probably sound weird, but I think my favorite vegetable is Brussels sprouts in like a butter sauce. My favorite dessert is either pecan pie, pumpkin pie, or tiramisu. Okay, what's your skincare routine? Well, not great right now, if you can tell, because I was out in the sun all week long and I didn't wear any SPF. I know, kill me. Let's see, in the mornings, I usually do like this under eye stuff that I use. It's supposed to like perk up your eyes, and cup of coffee face mask, but I've way fallen out of doing that. That's one of the things I want to start doing again. And in the evenings, I always do a hydrating face mask. I just started doing that again this last week, and I use this under eye cream and the Laneige lip mask, and then I spray my face with a Tatcha mist, and that's typically what I do when I go to bed at night. Okay, let's see. When did you realize that there was an issue with bias in your drama channel videos? Oh God, that's a good question, isn't it? Because, you know, I've talked a lot about bias in the community and things like that. You know, I made a video not too long ago, and I talked about the difference between, I think it was like difference between bias and motive. Like, a bias is, I mean, we all have biases, and I've watched so many great videos on biases within the drama community. I've watched so many fantastic videos about it. You know, in my opinion, it's just one. But I think there's a difference between like you really liking somebody or disliking somebody, and how does that affect, or if I like this person and they hate these people, then I'm going to report negatively on these people, and things like that, or feeling dedicated to be positive towards somebody and not somebody else. I mean, I think that's all bias. I think motive is a different thing, and I think motive is when you sit down to get a video and like, are you trying to coerce somebody's opinion? Are you trying to change somebody's opinion? Are you trying to just get on there and share your commentary, which is what I've always tried to do. I think I started realizing it when I realized if I said certain things on videos, then, you know, like, let's just be for real, okay? There was a shift with the whole Jeffree Star thing on YouTube, okay? Jeffree Star was a person that was villainized on YouTube for a very long time, and if you said anything negative about Jeffree Star, people, like, ate it up and they loved it, okay? Much kind of like how it is about James Charles right now. Then it switched over because Shane Dawson did this video, and basically what he did was he sainted Jeffree Star. Let's just call it what it is. It's exactly what happened. And because Shane Dawson did the series on Jeffree Star, Jeffree Star owes Shane Dawson huge, okay? Which I think has a lot to do with the collab and things like that. Because if Shane had never made that video, Jeffree Star would not have the public perception he has right now. Love me or hate me, but that's just the truth, okay? And, you know, so then it was like you couldn't say anything wrong about Jeffree Star. Well, when I would want to get on a video and I would just be like, hey, like I want to say this about whatever, but then it would get this horrible reception, right? Or like people, I've never really dealt with like the whole stan mentality. I mean, I've gotten it a little bit with people coming in and being like, you know, like, oh, you shouldn't talk about so-and-so that way and whatever. But like overall, I've gotten, I feel like, pretty well thought out comments on my videos. So unlike other people, I've never really had to deal with that kind of stan mentality in the comment sections. But, you know, I would notice that, like, people would be like, don't talk about him this way, or like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, I've been watching this pretty daily for 3 years. I do know what I'm talking about. And, you know, so it was like if I said anything that was a critique, you know, I could literally say in a video one day, oh, Jeffree Star did this, and I think this is really nice. And people would say like, oh, you're kissing his ass, you know, you blah, 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 you're on payroll. And then the next day I would critique him for something and people would be like, oh, you're a Jeffree Star hater. And I'm like, what? So it was really, it depended on what I said. And I was like, I am not allowed to have my voice anymore. Now, I was the one that did this. I was the one that made myself not able to have a voice. It's going to stop. Hold on. The wonderful thing about having a vlog is that I know exactly when it's going to stop. So, because if it goes to a certain point, which is like 23 and a half minutes or something, it's going to stop. But, you know, like, it wasn't anybody else that was stopping me from having my own voice. It was like this game that I started playing where it was like, if you want the views and you want the subscribers, you say the right thing, right? Well, if I watched a Smokey Glow video, and I think it was her video talking about 2020, going into this year and her goals and stuff like that. It was so fantastic. And one of the things that she said in there was like, if she never gained another subscriber, she would be really, really happy with what she has right now and just doing what she's doing. Well, I had felt that way for so long, but then I would see like friends of mine and they were like gaining at leaps and bounds, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And I thought, like, I've played my cards right. Like, I've said the right things. I've protected these people. I've said this and whatever, and it hasn't really gotten me anywhere. And then I was like, why are you so ate up with the views? And it doesn't matter. You have people that really care about you. And in the last week, that has been so proven to me, you know? And I'm at a point now where, don't get me wrong, I'd love to wake up tomorrow and have 1 million subscribers. Any YouTuber that said otherwise is a straight up liar, straight from the pit of hell, okay? But if I stayed right where I was at, or even lost some, you know, or whatever, I'd be fine with that as long as I was able to continue to do what I wanted to do on here. So that was where it started changing for me, and I was like, I'm not playing this game anymore. And when people were sending me their PR, and when I was talking to people behind the scenes, and it all started with me wanting to get exclusive statements from people. That's how it all started. I would reach out to somebody, and then I would communicate with them, or they would send me a nice little message. And then it's like, okay, so-and-so sent me a nice little message. Like, how do I, like, talk negatively about them now in a video? I think it was very divisive on some of their parts, and I think others it wasn't. And I've kind of seen the way that they have talked to me, and I'm sure it's similar with other drama channels. It was very obvious the way that some people talked to me, and that they were like wanting to, you know, maybe like get me on their side. Other people weren't like that. They just were like nice about the whole thing. So it wasn't like you know, there are a lot of people that I felt like I could get on video and they wouldn't care less about it. And there have been other people that I've gotten on video and I knew that if I said anything, I was going to hear from them, you know? And that hasn't been the case for a long time, because I think I made it pretty clear that I just do what I want to do on my videos. Somebody asked me in here who I've had the closest relationship within the beauty community, and something like, who do I have the closest relationship with now? I don't have any relationships with anybody in the beauty community right now that's a big influencer. I don't talk to anybody, and I'm fine with that. I want to keep it that way. I don't feel the need to reach out for exclusive statements, and I will not be doing that in the future, I can tell you. There's no reason for it. I'm a commentary channel, and so when they do something in the public eye, I will be giving my commentary on that. I did it in the past, in all honesty, because I thought it looked great to put in the title, exclusive statement, but who cares, okay? You put it out in the public eye. ETV is not calling a lot of these people up for public statements. They're sitting there and they're reporting on it, and that's what we do as commentary channels, and I'm not reaching out for those statements anymore. It just creates a weird relationship, you know, and I don't need that. If I ran into these people somewhere, I'd be like, hey, how's it going? You know, whatever. I can be nice. I can be civil. I don't have to be rude. I don't have to not talk to them. I don't have to not interact with them on Twitter. I can interact with somebody on Twitter, but if somebody calls me up and says, I didn't really like what you said in this video, my response then will be, I'm sorry. Get over it. I don't know what to tell you, you know? Like, it's my opinion. It's my commentary on it, you know? But as long as I stay doing what I'm doing and reporting on what is out there and being fair about it, I think like people will understand that. And I think a lot of people have understood that, you know? There's been a lot of people that I have made videos about. Tati, Jaclyn Hill. I mean, Jaclyn Hill, I've made videos positive and negative, and she's always been very nice to me, you know? And I think with her, she's one person, one specific person that I've always felt like, I don't know why, that I could get in a video and I could say something glowing, or I could say something that was really critiquing her, and she would see that that was just what I needed to do. And it's so funny because she's somebody that gets so much criticism because she'll say this about the drama channels or that about the drama channels. But I've never really had that issue with her. I think she understood from my point of view. I was just reporting on what was going on and giving my 2 cents. And that's all I really wanted to do. Have I borderline been like negative and cruel in the past? Yes, and I don't want to be that today. And I'm really trying to watch that going forward. So that's when I really realized, you know, like the bias and stuff. Okay, who was that from? Oh, okay. What are your top 3 books and movies? Oh God, that's so hard. My top, I don't know. I don't even know, you guys. Like, that's so hard. I watch so many movies and so many books. Thoughts on Michael Stipe? Oh my God, I had such a crush on Michael Stipe in high school. So Michael Stipe is the lead singer of REM. If he's in some political issues, problems, whatever right now, I have no idea. That wouldn't surprise me. He's that kind of person. But all I know is, I don't know anything about the man from the last probably 15 years, but I listened to REM, like all the time when I was in high school. It's the end of the world as we know it. I know every word by heart. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. But anyway, I had a huge crush on him when I was in high school. Okay. He was actually one of the first people that kind of like, that I like really related to, that when they came out, I was like, oh, I kind of relate to this, you know? Thoughts on influencers sharing explicit sexual information? Do what you want. I mean, it's your channel, it's your life, do what you want. I think when you do that, you're probably going to lose some people and gain others. I think it's a personal decision, you know, it's whatever. Okay, I mean, that's not something that I genuinely love to watch. Like, I don't sit there and like, I just like want to hear about it. I don't care for that. So that's typically when I kind of like click off. But I don't shame anybody for that. Share what you want to share. It's your life. It's your channel, you know? Did you see the new Star Wars? No, but we are planning on sitting down and watching all the Star Wars movies 1 through whatever, because I think I've only seen like the first one with my dad when it first came out, and like part of the second one. After a year in your Jeep, would you recommend it? Yeah, so a lot of people ask me what kind of car I drive. I drive a Jeep Grand Cherokee. I love it. I almost got a Wrangler. I miss it, seeing the Wranglers around. I'm like, oh, I wish I had it. I think a Wrangler for me would have been a total like maybe like midlife crisis car. I don't know. I would have felt like such an adventurer in one. But I'm definitely more of like a heated steering wheel, you know, heated seat, beautiful. It's a nice car. I really love it. It's got great gas mileage. Favorite TLC show? God, I don't know. I don't know that I watch any TLC shows right now. What is your favorite menu item? Favorite memory with Tanya? So Tanya Jean is my best friend. My favorite memory with her, I mean, other than just like driving her, like one specific memory that I have of her, let me think. So we used to rent a cabin. There was a bunch of us that are in recovery that we were in a big group together, and we used to rent a cabin in Lake Norris, Tennessee every summer. And Tanya and I in the mornings, we would sit outside and we would drink coffee and smoke cigarettes, and we would just kind of talk about things, and we would look out over the lake. And those moments of just she and I together are some of, I think, my fondest memories of she and I together. And yeah. I have not seen Tana's video, but I am going to watch it to see what she has to say. I think it's about the Jake thing or whatever. What is your favorite place you and your husband like to go for dinner? I mean, it's so kind of like embarrassing and trite to say, but we go to the Cheesecake Factory all the time. First of all, because it's so close. Second of all, because there's something for all of us on there. That we usually go with our best friends, Melissa and Jason, our best couple friends, and we go there together. Or we go to Puccini's, which is a local pasta place. Why have you never done a Dear Peter series? Please, I need it. I love you. I did do a Dear Peter series on my Peterson's channel. I don't know. I stopped getting emails for it, honestly. Was your trip a Black Friday travel bargain? And if so, where did you find it? It was, and we booked it through the resort. And the travel, like flying at this time of year, was what was expensive. Okay, let's see what else. Can I be your good Judy? Yes, you can be my good Judy. Let's see. What do you think of the new YouTube policy? I don't really know what I think about it. I don't know how it's going to affect the drama community. So many people have asked me that. I know a lot of drama channels are really worried about it. I'm just going to have to continue to do what I do and I guess see what happens. I don't really know, okay? It was explained to me, I will tell you, by somebody at YouTube that it's not necessarily the way that everybody's talking about it, that it was more about channels that were sending direct negativity towards other channels. So I don't know. Like, it will have a lot to do with how we say things. Is it going to change my channel? Sure. I'm going to try to be more fair and more middle of the road a little bit with things. It's not going to stop me from having my opinion. I'm going to share my opinion on here. I have a right to my opinion. But we'll see what happens with it, you know? Okay, I'm going to go through here and get to some of the other questions. What do you want to say to the haters, honestly? You know, okay, it's interesting. Like, I addressed this in my vlog last night because I made a decision that I was going to like change a lot about my vlog. And then, you know, as soon as our dog had passed away, you know, and I announced it on Twitter, we're getting negativity, we're getting hate again. And, you know, Alex said to me, he was like, babe, do what you want. He was like, they're gonna come for you anyway. I literally posted a video this afternoon, like The World According to Pee-Pee. Within 3 minutes of me posting it, 2 or 3 minutes, I had gotten a dislike on that video. I'm not really sure who is out there. I'm not sure what happened to you in your life that you're such a sad, miserable, hateful person. That take the hate out of it. You're just a person that's not very happy in this world, because somebody that is full of joy, peace, and serenity does not go to a video that somebody made about their beloved pet and dislike it without even watching it. Why would you do that? Like, that just says more about you than it does about anybody else in the world. You know, I am somebody that it was interesting because I was watching a tea time video and they were talking about forgiveness and things, and he said something about like, that's like some next level Buddha shit or something like that. I kind of cracked up because that is who I aim to be, you know, and I don't consider myself any next level Buddha or whatever. But you know, like, I do really try to, I am a person that has a higher power. I've been sober for 25 years. But I, you know, try to, forgive people. I try to, I don't really know anybody in my life right now that I haven't forgiven. Anybody's path that I have crossed that I haven't forgiven in my life right now. I think forgiveness, like Oprah said, is accepting things that happened as they happened, and now what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do going forward? You know, resentments are unfulfilled expectations. I don't want a lot of resentments in my life. So for the people out there that don't like me, I can't change that. I don't know. There's been a lot of people that from a year ago came back to my channel and said, I can tell you're different. I can tell that you've really worked on yourself. Those comments to me mean so much, because, you know, a year ago, the comments that were so hard for me, and this is where a lot of drama channels, I wish that they would really hear these comments, because these are the comments that really were so profound and meant so much to me. It was when people said, I loved you, but I'm like, you know, like, this disappoints me or whatever. Like, that was hard. And so that really made me want to grow as a person. And I'm thankful for those comments, you know? And I think for me, for the people that don't like me, that's okay. You know, I will, like, whenever I encounter it, my response now in working with my sponsor is to pray for love in those people's hearts and to pray for them to have what I want in my life. That's what I do when I have, you know, issues with people, is I try to pray for them to have the things that I want in my life. Because if you have somebody out there that you don't like, okay, try praying for them to have what you want. That's hard, right? Going into 2020, I'm not going to really focus and address it a whole lot. You know, there's a group of people out there that probably don't like me, and that's okay. And I've said that if anybody has an issue with me to this day, and they you know, like another YouTuber or whatever, and they want to address it with me, reach out to me. I'm totally open to having that conversation. I'm totally open to owning my part in anything, you know. If somebody has an issue with me, I'm willing to have that conversation. But I'm not going to focus on that. There's so much love and kindness out there. I would rather focus on that than focus on the negativity. It's just not worth it. It just really isn't. There's always going to be people in the world that don't like you. You know, I'm 47 years old. You know, entire time growing up, people didn't like me. I focused a lot of attention on getting, you know, them to like. It was just a waste of time. It's just a waste of time. There are so many people out there that love you. Focus on them. Don't focus on the negativity, you know? And I've said that in so many videos about Jaclyn Hill and James Charles and all these people that, you know, like, if I didn't apply that to my own life, then I would be a phony, and I wouldn't. And so going forward, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be focusing on the people that like me. Why not? Life's too short to focus on the people that don't, you know? So, okay. Favorite restaurant in Carmel? Basbo's Pizza. Let's see. Favorite thing you did on your trip? Well, I listened to almost three books on the beach. I'm just laying on the beach. Mexico, this time of year, was absolutely beautiful. The beach was just like crystal clear. We walked every day. Alex and I, we're not like beach walkers, and we walked every single day for like 45 minutes each way. And it was so nice just to talk. He and I connected on a level this trip unlike any other. And it was just so nice to talk, and we talked about all kinds of stuff, you know, and it was just such a good trip for he and I to take together. So, what is your favorite mystery thriller of all time? Oh God, that's hard. I'll Be Gone in the Dark, One Woman's Obsessive Search for the Golden State Killer by Michelle McNamara. It's a fantastic true crime book. Probably my favorite. It was my favorite book last year, well, of 2018, and probably my favorite true crime book ever. Thoughts on beard oil? I don't love it. My beard is so short that it doesn't work. Okay, let's see. What are Jeffree Star's house tour, amazing or tacky? I haven't seen it yet, but I don't know. I'll have to see it first before I comment on it, I guess. What is your favorite cologne? Creed Aventus, hands down, but it's expensive, so I try to use it sparingly. What's the best dance moves that you've got? No, I don't know. I always do this thing like when Alex and I are like, we'll be like dancing or whatever. Okay, this is kind of a funny story. So when we were in the hotel room, like we only turned on the TV like one night to like watch a movie because we were watching movies on our computers and phones and stuff. But there was like this thing that was going on that like, it would show like the hotel, like the information about the hotel, and there was this song that kept on playing, and every time like we would be getting ready or whatever, it was like dun 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 dun, and every time it would come on, like Alex and I would like do these like circles in the room. It was just corny. It was so corny, but it was like dun 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 dun. I don't know. I'm like when I dance, I'm a big like. I'm not the world's greatest dancer, but I love to dance. Life's too short, you know? I'm a big car dancer, I will tell you that. Today, I have been listening to, I will tell you my song of the day, has been Let It Be, Steve Aoki and the Backstreet Boys. It's like really kind of like made me smile today and be lighthearted. Okay, let's take a couple more questions and then I will sign off of this very, very long, this very long Q&A. Hold on a second. Try to want to get some at the end. I got, okay. Would you be open to trying makeup tutorials? At this point, no. I mean, I'm not really wanting to do that. I would be totally open to it, but not right now. Are you and your husband going to renew your vows? And if so, would you live stream it? We are going to renew our vows. We haven't decided when or how we're going to do that, but it's been something we've talked about the last couple years. I would never live stream that, no, and I probably would not put that on video. I'd probably talk about it, maybe show some bits and pieces of planning it, but I wouldn't live stream that. No, I wouldn't, and that's something that's private to me. I want to tell you some of the other questions I got. A lot of the other questions where people ask us if we're going to get another dog. It was an interesting conversation that we had on the trip. Alex, for the last couple years when people would ask in Q&As, he would say, no, we're not getting any more dogs. And, and going into couples counseling, which we've talked a lot about, and I just want to say thank you to everybody. I recently on my vlog, I talked extensively about marriage counseling and how it had not only helped our marriage, but it had saved our marriage. I don't even know that my husband and I would be together right now, let alone have this amazing marriage that we have had we never gone to marriage counseling. I'm such a huge proponent of it. But, one of the things that had come out in there is talking about this idea of, I would always say, I want to get another dog, I want to get another dog. And he said something about, like whenever you say that, that makes me think about like when Pee Pee is gone and Boo and Tucker are gone, because I don't want to get another dog until they're gone. And so I understood that and I stopped saying it because I didn't realize that that's what it represented for him, And, but on this trip, he brought it up and he said, I've been thinking about getting another dog. It's no time in the near future. It's far away, but we talked about what kind of dog we want to get and what we want to name it. And the name, which Alex came up with, will be a dedication in some way to Pee Pee. So there's that. Okay, let me see. Right now, we really just want to focus on being the best dog dads that we can to Tucker and Boo Radley, and we want to just focus on giving them all the love that we possibly can right now. What is your favorite pizza? My favorite pizza is, oh, and Boo Radley just walked around the corner. My favorite pizza used to be sausage and pineapple. Don't kill me for the pineapple, but my favorite pizza today is onion and pineapple. Okay, let's see. Favorite giant lip balm of 2019, I would say is the coffee that you can get from Treat Beauty, but it's not by Treat Beauty. I can't remember who it's by, but I use it all the time. I love it. Let's see. Any recommendations on what to watch on Netflix? I'm watching The Confession Killer right now. It's really good. About Henry Lee Lucas. It's really interesting. I love anything about, serial killers, obviously. I have a book club with over 2,000 members with my good Judy Mel that is all about true crime. We read a true crime book every month. This December's was The Good Nurse, and January's we are reading Tell No One, which is by Greg Olson, which is bizarre. I'm listening to it right now. What has been your favorite age so far and why? I think I'll end on that one. My favorite age in the past, I'm gonna get teary-eyed talking about this. My favorite age in the past has always been like, I don't know, 28, 29 were great years for me. I was in the best shape of my life. I was just the happiest in my life or whatever. But I've had so many really, really great years since. One of the things that's been really, really hard for me, and I've talked a lot about this on my vlog in the last couple years, is that, or the last year, is that I just sometimes want time to stop, I wanted it for a long time just to be Alex and I and Pee Pee and Boo and Tucker, and I just wanted time to stop. I can honestly say the best age right now is 47. I'm having, even after all the things I've been through just recently and whatever, you know, like I'm having a really good time in my life. And what I realize is that there's going to be a lot of great things that happen in this world, and there's going to be a lot of really painful things that happen in this world. But that's kind of life, you know, and it's the bitter and it's the sweet. And, you know, I am so blessed to have the life I have. I say this all the time because my old sponsor used to say this, and I truly, truly believe this. I have a life beyond my wildest dreams. Come here, Blue Radley. You want to come over here, buddy? Come here. We'll show everybody your new haircut. He said, I want to show everybody my new haircut and my bandana. I have a life beyond my wildest dreams. I don't want to look back with sadness and wish I was at any certain age. I don't want to look forward and borrow trouble or worry about things that are going to happen in the future that I don't have a ton of control over right now. I want to enjoy the present, and I want to enjoy the moments that I have right now, and I want to forever just be in the moment. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.